Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some coverage of Daily Race C, the 15 lap race around Goodwood. As you can see, I qualified 8th and I am in the Corvette. This is because I got to re-choose my manufacturer and I decided to go with Corvette. I don't know, I just like the brand and I love the car. Anyways, here at the beginning of the race, I decided not to use traction control because I'm a bit of a badass like that. Anyways, coming down to the first turn here, I knew that patience would be key. Just ease it through and leave space for others. But unfortunately the Citroen there runs wide, dips 2 wheels off the track and would have nearly taken me out, but I got very lucky. Instead he took out the rest of the field behind me. So now the top 8 would break away. I knew it would be essential to stay in the slipstream of the top 7. There you can see another guy off the track. Quite easy to do it over there. If you miss your braking point by half a second, you're off. Anyways, coming down to the worst corner in the world. The Lambo runs very wide, so I'm going to decide to slip up the inside here, leave him enough space on the outside and let that V8 eat. The V8 in the Corvette, it has great top speed, but the car is so well balanced. It's kind of amazing to see how little people actually use the Corvette. I know with my GTS teammates, when you're looking for liveries, it's mostly BMWs and European brands, but rarely ever do you find the Corvette. I actually had to ask for a livery to be made for my GT3 car, which you will see in the upcoming videos. Anyways, managed to get past that red Ferrari going to the last chicane. He ran a little bit wide. Another thing I noticed is that I could carry so much speed through that last chicane, it was a little bit unreal, but I wasn't complaining. Anyways, came up to the fast corner here behind the Mitsubishi Evo in a Volvo touring car livery. It's a weird combo, but it looks fantastic, I must say. Anyways, worst corner in the world. Evo's very slow through the corners, which was surprising. This enabled me to slip in behind, really get that good suck down the long straight. Anyways, I decided to go behind the Ferrari for as long as I can, since it is the fastest straight line car, alongside with the Evo here, and I just decided to outbrake him and run around the outside of him. Clean through the corner, nobody's dead. That's just the way that I like it. Anyways, coming to the last chicane, you can just see the speed I'm getting out of that corner is immense. Only downfall was that the first bend here I wasn't quite getting right, such as you'll see with the Ferrari. I lunge through the middle of the corner, but at the exit of the corner he runs away from me. I knew it wasn't too bad. If I could just stick with him, stay in that slipstream, it wouldn't be an issue. Now do yourself a favour, and you can see the Lambo is really getting close now, and unfortunately makes a fatal error, and quite a funny one for me. Let's watch. I mean, I've never seen somebody so precisely slide through a gap like that in GT Sports. It was very funny to watch in person. Myself and the other South African got very lucky there. The Lambo unfortunately just broke himself, touched the grass, and that was the end of his race. You'll see at the very end of the video what exactly happened to him. And he's coming up to the last bend here, slowly catching up to the Ferrari. I knew that this last chicane was my corner for the race, so I could be more and more aggressive and really use it just to catch up to the person in front. The first corner was probably my weak point, because I was taking a completely different line to everyone else. Felt quicker, but as you can see, it wasn't as quick as anyone else on the exit. But regardless, we move on with the race here, coming to the fast bend here. And I'm also very happy to say I did this race in the Porsche Cayman GT4 when I was still signed to their team. I don't know why I got to re-choose, but I did. This is actually my third time I'm re-choosing 2 months. I don't know why, but here we are. Anyways, the Porsche GT4, the rear left at the end of the race was absolutely knackered. It was dead, and I think that has to do with the rear engine, but it wasn't surviving. Whereas with the Corvette, you'll see at the end of the race, I barely had any tyre wear to worry about. I think that also has to do with the new physics. With you look at the top 10 drivers, the drivers who selected the Toyota Supra are absolutely loving life with their tyre wear, whereas people in mid-engine or rear-engine cars are suffering. So maybe the Corvette got the luck as the same as a Toyota. I hope so, because the season is about to start and I've just selected Corvette and I'm very, very happy to be with Corvette. Anyways, coming to the fast bend here, this is the easiest place on the track to absolutely bottle it. If you just overcook it, your race will be over. Anyways, getting right on the back now, the other South African. I look to the inside, but he does outbrake me, so I lose a bit of ground under that move. I probably should have waited another lap or so, but anyways, we move on. Coming down the back straight here, you can see I'm starting to slowly catch up. The Corvette is very fast and straight line and I love it. I'm so used to the Porsche being very good in the corners but very twitchy and quite terrible in the straights, whereas Corvettes I feel like is a great all-rounder. It's great top speed and it's very, very planted. So yeah, happy to have the Corvette. It's coming to the first bend here. See, I catch up, another South African pulls away. However, I just needed to stay with them, because if you stay in the slipstream, you will keep up with everyone, but as soon as you drop out of it, you probably won't catch up to them. And it's coming to the fast bend here, clipping the apex, braking at the marker board, carrying as much speed as possible down and up the hill. Coming to the worst corner in the world, hit my braking points. I was running a +1 brake bias to the rear, not too much to the rear because I didn't want the rear tires to feel the strain. But anyways, got a good run here on the 458 and gonna just dip to the outside. Now it was a braking game. The Ferrari left me just enough space. Great racing from both of us, if I say so myself. No incidents, great racing. He defended his position perfectly. But yeah, now we can head back on to lap 7 of the race. And going to the first bend here, I knew I would lose some ground. So I was just trying to stick with the Ferrari as best as I could. But unfortunately, the Ferrari just ran off the track. Now look at the speed of that thing. He's going full throttle, but he managed to keep it alive, so props to him for that. I would have definitely lost it. Props to him for keeping it on the grass and keep going. Anyways, running to the left hand here, carrying as much speed as possible. Now I got second in my sights, coming down to the worst corner in the world. The Ferrari here is going to run a little bit wide, and his left tires are going to hook over the curb, and it just hooked him and kept him going straight. He touched the grass and spun out, so that was unfortunate for him, but very fortunate for us. Now we have the Mustang in first place. The Mustang is very good in a straight line, much like the Corvette, but I feel like the Corvette is more handling attuned, let's say, than the Mustang. So keeping going here, following on the Mustang's trail. All I had to do was just focus on my lap times, and I knew I would catch him eventually. So one thing I did also notice is that the Corvette is pretty good on fuel. I did a practice race for the Nations Cup coming this Saturday, and I noticed that when I was running, like shifting just after the number for the gear, I managed to run the race no stops. The tires were a little bit uh, underwear, but fuel was not an issue. Really, it was not an issue. I think they might be for all cars, but I expect the VA to really just drink petrol just for fun. But in actual fact, it really didn't. So I'm really, I don't know if you could tell, I'm really happy with my selection of Corvette. I went out on a limb, could have reselected Porsche, but getting a little bit over the using Porsche over and over and over, so I decided to go with Corvette. See how much time we've made on the Mustang in one lap. Anyways, coming to the picture, I was using about 10% fuel per lap, so there were 7 laps left, so I needed about 70% fuel. However, I decided to go for about 74%, just so I could push if I needed to, and I didn't take tires, because as you look there to the bottom left, my tires are fine, easy to finish the rest of the race. So anyways, we get passed by people who still need to pit. The other South African decided to stay out, going for the overcut. But as I was saying, Corvette is really good on fuel, really good on tires. It's very planted, much more planted than the Porsche. The Porsche with the rear engine, as soon as you put the brake bias to the rear always wants to come around on you, as an Audi goes for a little picnic. Whereas the Corvette with the front engine, putting the brake bias to the rear, it feels very good. The turning is very well, and I took the practice race with for the manufacturers with the GT4, and what was it? Once again, I didn't need to stop. Didn't need to stop at all the race. The tires were so fine. I was at Interlagos, which is predominantly a handling circuit, but the Corvette was fine. It was this very Corvette, the GT4, and the tires barely felt anything. The Ferrari hits the barrier there, so I get a nice run. He dives into the pits. And the fuel was fine. As long as I shifted at the same point right about the middle of the gear number, could easily make it to the end of the race. So I'm looking forward to the season. Hopefully I can bring a lot of success to you guys on the channel. But yeah, the manufacturers and nations races will be up on the channel on Sunday. And tonight I have a 2-hour endurance race with Team GTS, and they'll be on the channel tomorrow, so look forward to that. Skipping to the end of the race here, I managed to hold my 5/6 second gap to the Spaniard in second in the Mustang. He took tires, so that's how I managed to jump him in the pits. However, you can see on my tires there at the bottom, they're still fine. I was expecting them to be much worse. You can feel the difference, but I wasn't absolutely dying. So yeah, it was a pretty straightforward race in the end. As long as you just remain patient and take the opportunities that are clear and cut and not dive on people, you should come away with a very good result, as I did here. I'm very happy to have signed for Team Corvette. Yeah, looking forward very much so to the season ahead. So you can see there in the end, I ran a 19:33, nothing spectacular, but managed to get me the win in our class. But yeah, if you just look there at the car list there, you're going to see a lot of mid-engine cars, a lot of handling cars. There's even a Veyron Group 4 there, which is very good at handling, which is very surprising. Yeah, it's the only Corvette in the whole field, and it ran very, very well. As you saw, the tires lasted, the fuel wasn't an issue. Just a great car all around, and I can't wait to keep using this weapon for the rest of the season. But yeah, time to get my trophy and be out of here. Anyways, I'm just going to show you guys the incidents from the race. So the very first one was the turn one with the Citroen, just to show you guys that I didn't bump him off. He just understeered, unfortunately. Gave him enough space here. He just touched the grass and that was it. Gave me a little nudge but didn't kill me. However, he did kill those couple of Ferraris, and you can just see the build up behind him. So yeah. And now the second incident with the Lambo cutting through myself and the other South African. You can see here he's getting a great run on us, and he's going to try and go around here on the outside, which is absolutely mental to try. But yeah, he dips to the inside there, wheels on the grass, and he just slid through. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. New video up tomorrow. Cheers.